morning. Yeah, today's the 27th. I think it's day 51, I think. Yeah, yesterday wore on me a bit. I was really tired at the end of the day. I think the combination of, it was like in the 70s. I drank like 5 liters of water yesterday, which is good. But I could feel my skin felt like sand. I'm also getting all these weird tan lines. I got a tan line on my wrist from the strap for my thing. So I actually took my shirt off and hiked with my shirt off for a minute, just trying to get some sun, some vitamin D, spread things around. There was a couple parts yesterday where my leg felt a little spicy. But I can tell you this morning, it's the best it's ever felt. Now that I'm walking, I feel it a little bit, but it felt really good yesterday. I'm doing a light day today, a little bit more than a little bit less than 15. So yeah, the Alpaca farm was great. I really like the setup there. I like the bunks, I like having the charging in there. They did the charging and a little light in the little bunk cubby, kind of like Bootsoft did. I think that was great. The laundry was in the room. I like doing my own laundry. When I was at this mountain harbor, I lost a glove, and the guy who was doing the laundry was like, well, I looked. I went back in later, and looked myself and found it mixed in with their stuff. So I like doing my own laundry, which was pretty cool. Yeah, overall, it was a really great place to stay. Fairly inexpensive, but I spent a lot of money on yarn to send home to Bubby and Fez. So there's that. Yeah. I feel like today's going to be a good day. I think I have a fair bit of elevation today. Yeah. I got my resupply. Man, again, I got to calm down with the food. I didn't need to go anywhere and buy anything, because when I picked up the box that I sent to myself through the mail and took a look, I got like 6 days worth of food. So, unfortunately, most of it's bars and stuff. But yeah, so there's that. Next resupply is a place called, I forget what it's called actually. Some sort of outpost. But yeah. I don't think I'll need to get anything when I get there. If anything, you know what, I need tortillas, but other than that, I'm good. All right, enough rambling. On with the day. I have a new fresh perspective on Virginia in terms of hiking the Appalachian Trail. It kind of reminds me of the beginning of Lord of the Rings, when they're setting off leaving the Shire, you know, farms and fields and meadows and streams. Yeah, love that. .6 to not Maul shelter. It's a little windy, not too much, enough that well, no, I'll set up my hammock. I still got plenty of time. Tomorrow I'm planning a 20, and then the next day like a 13.6. So I'm gonna try to see how that goes for a while. I did skip ahead and starting to look at maybe trying to push in some more, you know, like 24s, stuff like that. Yeah, I do compare myself. I just met some kid today who's, you know, doing 30-mile days. But I'm not a kid. I'm a 48-year-old man who keeps hurting himself. So, hiking my own hike, right? Right. That's what you keep telling yourself. But I felt pretty good day. But there is a weird thing. It's like I've just been kind of dogging it a bit since Damascus. Before Damascus, I had this just power to me. And after Damascus, I'm just slower, quicker to tire. So I don't know if that's because I've been treating myself too well or what, but I'd love to pick that energy level up. You know, maybe next time I get somewhere, I'll take a look at, you know, some suggestions on how to do that. Part of it is the amount of tension I think that I place into how I'm stepping and, you know, being mindful of just about everything I do. You know, people say Virginia's flat, but I think that it'll be interesting when I get my break. I think I'm gonna try to map out the plus and minus in elevation that I've done for each day, which, you know, won't be too hard, because I'd be interested to see, you know, like in some of the bigger areas, you know, you go up a lot, but then you're up there for a while, where I think in Virginia so far, kind of like the roller coaster, it's just you go up and then down and then up and then down. So tomorrow's 20 miles is, excuse me, tomorrow's 20 miles is like up and down 4,500 feet. So, you know, it's a good amount. It'll be interesting to see how I feel. I mean, it's 5:45 now. I'm gonna, you know, find somewhere to hang my bag and get my tent, or get my hammock set up, and then I'm gonna do a fair amount of self-care. I've eaten a good meal, and yeah, try to get up tomorrow sometime around 6, break camp, and maybe I'll get out before sunrise. You know, where there's light in the sky, but you know, if I'm on the trail by like 7, that would be good. yeah, I just want that energy to come back. It is what it is. So, interesting thing. You know, we talk about these things. We learn about a couple things before we get started. One of them is a PCT hang. And how often do you find this perfect limb to do a PCT hang on in the middle of a forest? Not very often. Well, similarly with cat holes, you know, I really need to go today. And I tried. I'm trying to dig this cat hole, and at some point, in rock, basically, and at some point, my body just said, now's the time. And, you know, I dug this hole, and I'm grabbing onto a tree and, you know, squatting. And, I mean, the cat hole might have been 1.5 inches deep. And, I mean, I just, in one, just filled it up with, you know, spicy chorizo lava. It looked like a gravy lake sitting in the middle of some moss. But there's not a lot I could do, right? And then I wasn't done. Yeah. So, yeah, it's the first time that's happened out here. I could tell you, in all my camping trips, I've rarely had to. I could probably count on one hand times that I've actually dug a cat hole. You know, usually I camp somewhere near a shelter, or I'm just out for a night and I just don't go. But yeah, and I did my best to cover it up. If you don't know what a cat hole is, it's when you got to take a dump in the woods and you dig a hole. Ideally, the hole should be 6 inches deep. And then you go in the hole, and then you bury it, and then you put a bunch of stuff on top of it. They say that when you're done, you should feel comfortable laying down on top of it. Well, that definitely wasn't happening here. But I did my best to pile a bunch of stuff on top of it. So it is what it is. It's the truth. It's the brutal facts out here. Anyway, so yeah, I felt a little bit better today, but I just want that energy back. Anyway, that's all I got for tonight. I'll talk to you guys soon.